Welcome to Purpose, Plans, and Profits. I'm your girl, Ms. Robin Wiggins, and here we are on the road to living financially independent, retiring comfortably, and earnestly building to leave a legacy for our future. Now, if that's something that interests you, then stay tuned. Hey, y'all. Listen, guess what? I have hit 500 subscribers. Now, listen, I know 500 is like, girl, you did what you said 500, but listen, when life be lifing and you still making an impact in any way, listen, it's all worth it. So I am super excited. So, of course, we are doing our black box giveaway, and I am super excited. Don't ask me what's in it. It will be a plethora of mystery items that you can use to get yourself on this here debt-free journey, right? So, furthermore, y'all, let's talk about this journey. I know it's been a while since y'all seen me. And actually, I already have, let me see, I think I have about 2 videos that I did that, you too can do this. Okay, just know, if you are thinking about it, you too can do this, right? I had enough videos from 2 weeks ago, last week. I had enough videos to put me in there, y'all. I couldn't do it. I just, when I saw them, they say sometimes it's better to just not be perfect and just do it than to try to be perfect and do nothing, right? So I took the latter, and it's not worth it. Just do it, right? Just don't worry about it. Just put it out, okay? So I definitely have some catching up to do, y'all, because actually we are headed into June, right? So if we headed into June, y'all have got to see, when I tell you progress. When I tell you just having the freedom of, being able to do what you want to do and work your way out of debt, it is just an amazing feeling. All right. So hopefully I'm going to take this time to try to explain to y'all in the smallest detail without being extra. Because, some of us can be a little extra. And it's like, what is this girl talking about? I am going to try to put this in as simplest detail as I possibly can so that we all can learn, know, and understand where I'm going, why I'm doing what I'm doing, and we're just going to move forward, okay? Just know this debt-free journey is real. I see results, and I'm super excited, okay? I am super duper excited. So let's go ahead and turn this camera around, y'all. But first, we got to go through this budget and make sure everything is copacetic, okay? And then I'm going to pull out the whiteboard, and then we're going to figure out where we go from here, all right? Let's go. All right, y'all. So, of course, as you know, well, maybe you know, hopefully you know. Okay. Every single week, I am still stuffing my wallet. Hold on, let me get it out. Let me get it out for you. Every week, I still stuff my wallet with $125 every single week. Even though I'm doing more of the credit card lifestyle, I still want cash on hand. I know, some people say, if you have cash, you're losing money, yada, yada, yada. But for me, I like having something on hand, just in case. And listen, I've already stuffed my cash for this week. Now, normally I would do a cash stuffing for you with this 125, but I'm kind of late shooting this video. So I did just want to at least tell you 125 is what I do every single week. And these are my envelopes for the week. All right. This is just some things that I use. And of course, I might have some little extras and I'll put them at the top there. All right. So then I take a look at my monthly budget. Okay. My weekly budget. So for this week, we are on the 3rd week of May. Of course, what you see here is what I stuff in my wallet, right? This is what I use this for. And these are the bills that are due for the week. All right. Hopefully y'all can see that pretty good. I'm going to pull it up just a little bit. So these are the bills that are due for the week. Each color means something different. And y'all, when I first got started on this, on the credit card journey, I had to color code, write out. I had to do all kinds of things to get myself together. Okay. So I went on and color coded everything just to see where I am and where everything is. So I do have the main things that actually come out of the account that cannot be paid with credit cards. Y'all know, like the mortgage, I have my life insurance, a personal loan, credit cards, things like that cannot be taken off with a card. So those things are on automatic in the bank. Y'all, listen, I am still very faithful to the automatic bill payments, y'all. It makes life, especially my life, so much simpler. I know where to put the money. I know when it's coming out. And the only thing I do from week to week is make sure that it's coming out. That's it. And I'll write paid beside it. See the water bill here? The water bill ain't came out yet, but it was my first month setting it up on automatic payment. So, still kind of fumbling with that a little bit. I don't know what it's doing. So right now we are on credit card number 1. And credit card number 1 at the beginning of May started with a balance of $39.05. Okay. So with that balance of $39.05, I said I'm going to take my income minus my $125, right? Minus the $125 that goes into my wallet, and take away, we're completely taking away anything that is on automatic. So the numbers that you see here on my what I call my projected income for the week, it is not the income that's in the bank for my bills. All right. So it's not that, oh, I'm taking this from this and I have to pay this. That's not the case. Okay. So the income that you see here is what I have to work with to pay down my debt, pay on some expenses, gas and things like that. That is what that is for. So what I'm doing, I'm taking my income minus 125, okay? And I'm putting the rest on credit card number 1, which has the balance of $39.05. I call that credit card number 1. It is because that is the first one that I'm working on. It has the highest interest rate, and it is the quickest one that I can pay off. It's always the small wins, right? It's the smallest one, and it happens to have the highest credit, so I put it from smallest to largest, right? So I already knocked off the little small ones, and y'all saw all of that already, right? If I could just pull this out real quick. You already saw like the little small stuff right here that I was already like knocking off. I did that at the beginning of the year, right? So now if we're going from one to the next, credit card number 1 is the next smallest one. So what I'm doing, I am literally taking all of my income minus 125 and I am putting it on the card. Credit card number 2 is housing all of my expenses. So I didn't want to, it was suggested that I take credit card number 1 and transfer the balance over to credit card number 2. 1, that card wouldn't allow me to do it. 2, I didn't want to take a cash advance from the other card to that one because they charge 18% on the actual advance itself. So I didn't want to do that either. That 18% will add up on you, and the card itself already has interest rate, and then you're going to have another interest rate on top of that. It made no sense to me. So I'd rather put my expenses, which don't even equal up to, $4,000, right? It doesn't even equal up. So I said, put all the expenses on that card, pay the balance, pay the balance due on that card when it's due, but let's knock this one off. So each week, that is what I've been doing. This column here is essential. Let me tell you something. In order to get into paying off your debts and, keeping track from the snowball from smallest to largest, keeping up with your weekly spending habits, your weekly spending log, knowing where every dollar is going, where it went, what you're doing. I'm telling you, it will change your life. And so what I normally do is color code everything, because when I color code everything, that shows me where my money is going most, right? Normally it's green. Green means eat out, right? When I color code it, it shows me where my money is going. I didn't do it for these 2 weeks, but that's what I normally do, right? That just so I know, okay, Robin, you can't do so much eating out. Okay, Robin, you can't get so much Amazon. You can't do so much, shopping for jewelry, because y'all know how much I love jewelry, right? So that is what I normally do. But keeping up with your expenses is what truly makes the difference in paying off your debts, especially when you're using one credit card for your expenses and paying off the debt on another. Okay. So this is the particular week that we just left out with the review of the week here. Of course, like I said, my water bill hasn't come, but everything else has come out. That right there is from last week, and this is the total I spent last week. Now, I had some things going on. For some reason, my daughter had a little tuition that had to come out, which I didn't understand that. And then I'm working on a book anthology with my sister, so that actually was due as well, so that was cool, right? So I had some extra outside entities that wouldn't have normally come out, but and even if you have cash, those things happen, right? Even if you're using cash or you're using your debit card, those things happen. Okay, so I'm super excited about that, y'all. So this is the week we're working on. Normally on Sundays is when I sit down. And I say Sundays because, y'all, between payday and Sunday is when I do the most damage. I don't know about y'all. I do my most damage from Thursday, Friday, and Saturday than I do any other day of the week. Sunday through Thursday, I may spend $50 maybe, and that maybe come from putting gas in the car, right? That is just me. But Thursday through Saturday, oh my God, right? So this is what we're working with. This is what I'm looking at as far as my weekly bills to come. So, of course, I'll just keep an eye out on that. This is what I actually, let me put here, because this actually was here. That was actually correct. That was correct. And this was $100 less. And that was $100 less because I took off work. I sure did. I was on not a vacation. I had to go to a conference. I took off work and I wasn't stressing about it, right? $100 for a peace of mind is just peace of mind. I just got it is what it is, right? So what I did was I took this money here and I put it towards credit card number 1. And now, as of today, from the beginning of the month till now, this is the balance right now. Okay. And then we work on next week. Oh, this actually goes towards credit card number 2 because that actually is due. So I had to put that on there, pay that, and keep it moving. Then, of course, I had a couple other expenses that came out. So that's what it is. When I get medical bills and things in the mail, I always put them in their little pay sleeve like this. And, I pay things off with, as they come. So I put it here, make sure I don't forget. Y'all, do yourself a favor and open your mail. I cannot stress it enough. Open your mail. I know you are probably getting bills in the mail, bills from credit collectors and medical bills and things like that. Y'all, open your mail. Let me tell you something. When you open your mail and you put them in the pay slips like I did right here, I'm telling you, it gives you a sense of accomplishment. Number 1, just opening them and put them in the envelopes gives you a sense of accomplishment. Then what winds up happening is you see one and you'll say, oh, this one is $253. You know what? Let me put it in the budget to give it $50 a week until it's done. And guess what? It's done. It's not going on your credit. It didn't make it to the creditors, because y'all know once it gets to, not creditors, once it gets to collections, it goes in your credit and it destroys your credit, right? But if you get it and you open it, you put it in the pay slip and you see the balance and you say, I'm going to pay X, Y, and Z from week to week to week, y'all, they won't send it to the collections and your credit will still be intact, especially for you all who are looking to buy a home. You know, a lot of people right now is looking to buy a house, and that is how you keep up with your credit on, and as you getting into, you know, the mode of buying a house. These are things that they look at, y'all. You can't owe anything pretty much to anybody in order to get stuff around here lately anyway. Okay. So let me go ahead and let me kind of just write out for you all what it looks like for me when I pay off credit card number one. So when I pay off credit card number one, and I'm going to just do it week to week because that is how I'm doing it. So I'm going to set this kind of to the side a little bit so y'all can see. So we're only going to talk about credit card number one. All right. So my income, I would say from, week to week, let's say like this week. No, let's go back to week one. Week one, for credit card number one, I had a good bit. I had $1,000, right? Right? This is my income. My expenses is already out, right? The debt on that card itself, again, like I said, we started at $39.05, okay? And this is how much income I had for the week. All of my expenses for the week, I'll just put it here, right? I'll put my expenses here just so you can see what I spent for that week. I spent for that week $435. Now, I keep up with the expenses because I want to know how much I'm spending on credit card number two so that I can keep up with the balance and, kind of keep an eye on it. But for right now, credit card number two is not a factor, okay? It is not a factor. It is literally simply me. The balance that's owed on this card for usually for the week, for the month is about $300, okay? And this is credit card number two. That's how much that monthly payment is, for the months, right? So I don't worry about this card for right now, but I keep up with my expenses. I keep up with my income, and I want to know how much I'm paying this one down right here, okay? So the due for credit card number one, the balance that it was due for this particular week was $152. I keep saying week, y'all. And I keep saying week because I'm actually paying on it week to week. Okay. So the balance for the month right here is $152. But so let's start from the top, right? Hopefully y'all can see this. Can y'all see this? Let me make sure y'all can see this. Hold on. Okay. So the balance for for week one, for card number one, all right, we're going to start from the top. This is the beginning of May, all right? This is the beginning of May. So in the beginning of May, the first week, what I did was, first of all, hold on real quick. Oh, let me just put it here. So what I did, first of all, I had to put gas in the car, y'all. I had to put gas in the car, and the gas was like $37. Okay, so that's really what happened with me with this. So I ended up with a balance of $39.42. Okay, so in this particular week, I said, of this $1,000, let me put $942 on here. So I took my income for this particular week, and I put in $942, bringing the balance down to $3,000. Okay, this was week one. Week two. On week two, my particular income for that week was $300. So I'm gonna write it here. All right, this is week 1. Week 2, my income was $300. I took that $300 and I put it here. Okay? I put that $300 here. That brought me down to $2,700. And did I what did I do? I don't think I did anything. I didn't do anything with that just yet. Week 3. Now, on week 3, I had $200, right? Right here. Remember this 201 that was here? It's $200 because I took the 5 and I put it on credit card number 2. So I took this 200. I put this here. In 1 month, not even an entire month, y'all, not even in an entire month, my balance on this credit card that had been sitting here. Y'all, let me explain something to y'all. This balance had been sitting here a long time, okay? And it's like I pay a little bit, but they only took a little bit off. And you want to know why? Interest, right? And that's what's not added in here. So let's just add, because I think the interest was, I would say the interest was about $80. I would say 85. So let's just add 85 here. And we're going to call this interest, right? Just from up here, okay? So 25.85, right? But y'all, in 3 weeks, do you see how this balance has been knocked down in 3 weeks? So now I'm at, sorry y'all. So now with this balance here, I'm now at $2,500 in 3 weeks. 25. I'm gonna just write what I have here. 25.85 in 3 weeks. And come next week, I project myself to put another $300, right? 300. So if I keep going the way, so this is 22.85, right? If I continue, and I'm not spending anything else extra on the card, right? None of my expenses. The only thing I'm doing is putting my income into this card. Now, let me tell y'all why sometimes people don't quite, they get a little nervous. They get a little nervous because, y'all, let me explain something to you. The money that you have spent on this card is money that was not yours to begin with. You said, I'm going to swipe and I am going to pay this back. When they offer you an unsecured card, they are having faith that you're going to use it and you're going to pay it back as you are supposed to. So just think of this as paying yourself back without missing a beat. So much more faster than just paying the minimum balance, okay? Now, when you look on your statement, it will tell you in a little box, right? You look down in your statement, it'll tell you in a little box. If you continue to pay the minimum balance, it will take you 15 years to pay this off. Because just like with your mortgage, you give them $300, $270 of that goes to interest and the rest will go to your credit card. And that's what I was seeing. I was seeing myself pay off a balance, but it only moved a little bit because interest was eating me up and I couldn't take it no more. That's why I switched from having envelopes to actually using my money and putting it away. Now, some people say, well, Robin, if I put my money into this credit card, what happens if I need new tires? Like last week, y'all. Last week, I needed a water pump for my car. Well, guess what? You take the money that you have here, you right now, where we at? I'm sitting at $25.85, right, on a card that has $5,000. Well, guess what? I got $2,500 sitting there. And if I wanted to, like I did, right? That's actually what I did with it, right? So it was $680, I believe, right? So with that $680, 2, right? So I didn't miss a beat. I didn't miss out on anything, right? I didn't miss out on anything because I still have an emergency fund. I'm still able to fund things that's needed, and I'm paying off this debt. Okay, so I'll be done with this card by the end of June. And whatever's left on the card by the end of June, y'all, this is just my own personal. Whatever's left on the card by the end of June, I promise y'all, I'm going to just pay it off. Y'all not going to see me in credit card number one. We're not going to have nothing. Now, come in July, I will tell you what I'm doing with credit card number one. But for right now, no, we're not going to worry about none of that right now. So every week, right? Now, mind you, somebody also said, well, you ain't pay your credit card bill. Listen, every single time right here, every single time I put something on this card, I'm paying the bill. So when I received my statement last week, it said, this is how much, where I'm at. Because it was last week, right here. It said, this is how much you owe, and your minimum due was $0. And why was the minimum due $0? Because technically I had already paid off the card for that month. Right? It literally, you will see it on your statement balance. It literally knocks it out. Okay? So once this card gets down to $0, we're going to start working on credit card number 2, which right now I think has a 13,000 balance on it. Okay. Right here for credit card number 2, but we're not going to worry about that until July. All right. So that's what I'm doing each and every week. Taking my income, putting it on the card. Taking my income, putting it on the card. Taking my income, putting it on the card. Not worrying about whatever, and actually, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I have an emergency fund because I took all the cash and I set aside emergency fund, and then I took the rest and I put it on the card. So I personally have a $1,000 emergency fund. And then, of course, like I said, I put down my expenses from smallest to largest, just like in a snowball. And now this is the smallest credit card that I'm working on. I'm just working on it a little bit differently from most. I'm actually taking all of my income and I'm putting it on the card. All of my income outside of the bills that's due. And listen, we're not even going to worry about all of those other bills because they're on automatic. They already are funded with income. So I don't have to worry about none of that, right? I don't have to worry about none of that. I don't have to worry about my mortgage, none of those payments because it's already being funded. Only thing I have to worry about is what am I going to do with the money that's left over? That is giving every dollar a name and keeping an account. Y'all, this right here takes discipline. And if you are somebody who's been in this community, you've already started paying off debt. You already understand why it's important to be out of debt. Once you get the understanding of simple interest in an amortized loan, I promise y'all, your life will change. I'm teaching my daughter now, don't get no loans. Don't get a loan. Don't get a loan. Don't get a loan because loans are literally highway robbery. And even when Dave Ramsey was saying that, it still wasn't like clicking to me. But y'all, now that I see it in this way, having a loan in any amortized fashion is highway robbery. And we must get out of debt, okay? We must get out of debt. So what you do, number one, you take, matter of fact, hold on. Okay, all right, so to get started in this, I'm telling y'all, It is genius. Number one, first thing I need you to do is set a budget. All right. You must know where your finances are going at all times. Okay? All times. That is why I use my book. That is why I use this book, y'all. This book is like the Bible. If it ain't in this book, if it's not written in this book, it is not done. Somebody asked me a couple weeks ago, hey, did you pay for your banquet ticket? And I'm like, yeah. She said, no, you didn't. I went back and looked in the book. It's not there. I did not pay it. Okay. Get you some. I don't care if you get you a notebook, $1 from the store. Don't get fancy. $1 from the store. And you sit down and you write out your expenses, your income, your bills for the month. Let me just show you month 6 so y'all can see my month 6. Look at here. This is month 6. I have already written out June because I'm already forward thinking on June. Right? Forward thinking on June. So these are all of my bills due for June. These are the things that's coming off credit card number 2. So as you see, I don't have a lot coming off of credit card number 2. Right? It's like, oh my God, she putting everything on there. She going in debt. No, I don't have a lot going off credit card number 2. Everything else comes out of my bank account. Right? So don't think I got, thousands and thousands of dollars coming off my credit card, because I don't. I really don't. It made more sense to just pay these than to transfer a huge balance. It just really, seriously. Okay? So there you go. That's it. Know where your money is going, and then each week know what bills come out for your pay weeks. If you get paid every 2 weeks, this date here should be your 2 weeks date, and every bill that's got to come out in that week, those 2 weeks. Okay? That's what that is. All right? That's number 1. Number 2, quickly and swiftly get you a $1,000 emergency fund. That's supposed to say emergency. Get you a $1,000 emergency fund and let it sit there. I don't care if it's cash or in the bank. Just have $1,000 and set it there. That water pump cost me $680 some. All right, take the card, swipe the $600 or this $1,000, and that's what you do. Okay, that is what you do. Number 3. List out your bills, all of your debts. List out your debts from smallest to largest. Okay? Know what they are. All of them. Medical bills. What you got? Some people, collections you might have. Everything, y'all. Let me write it big. Open your bills. I cannot stress this enough. Open them. Medical bills, collections, credit cards, any loans. Y'all, any and everything that you have, write them out from smallest to largest. Okay? And you start chunking down. Start working it down. I don't care if you have, let me write this out. I don't care if you have a $500 credit card. I don't care if you got a $500 credit card. Let's say you got a $500 credit card, right? And you owe the medical bill. Let's say you got a $300 medical bill. Take that $300 and put it on the credit card. Now you got $200. When you get paid that week, payday come along, and you made, let's say for the week you made $500, right? When you get paid, take that $300, put it on here, and put it back to $500. But Robin, I might need that money. You still got $200 in cash left over here. Now you got this $500. What you gonna do? You gonna take the next collection and say, let's say that one is $500. Guess what you gonna do? Pay that $500. Now this this card gonna be at zero. But when you get paid, here, once you get paid again, this $500, put it back. Put it back. No bill due. Nothing due. Put it back. And y'all, now you done got 2 of your debts knocked out in 2 weeks. You got 2 debts knocked out in 2 weeks. Right? That's how that works. Okay? So open your bills. Do not be afraid to use your money, because let me tell you something. You work hard for that money. You work hard for that money, and you need it to work for you. It's no reason to sit in debt. It's no reason to sit there, especially when you're trying to buy a house. And every time you pay a debt, your credit score is going to do what? Rise. Every time you pay a debt, your credit score is going to go up. And if some of y'all looking right now, I think, if you sitting at 680, you going to be cool. But if you sitting at 700, that's the sweet spot to buy a house. Don't let them tell you out here you got a 580 credit score and you can get in the house. You could, not the one that you want. This right here get you the house that you want, okay? Anyway, that's enough of my soapbox for today, y'all. That's enough of my soapbox for today. If you have questions, please ask in the comments. I will be surely glad to help you out. What I think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get a couple people, maybe you got some questions, and I'll just kind of like write out, how yours. You see, I don't even want to erase this, right? I don't want to erase this. Sorry, y'all. So you may have some questions, or you're trying to understand, like, how can I, if I have all of these bills, how can I pay these off with this little card? Y'all, even if you get you a secured card, it will work. And a secured card graduates, right? So you gotta make it work for you, okay? So that's it for today, y'all. All right, what I'm gonna do, let's turn this camera around a little bit and let's talk about it. All right, let's go. All right, y'all, we back. Y'all, listen. Let me tell you something. First of all, no, I am not a financial planner. This is not financial advice. I am not your financial planner. I am just one of your good girlfriends here on YouTube trying to get on this debt-free journey and sharing my journey and helping people along the way, okay? You do what you want to do, what is best for you. But for me, listen, like they say, as for me and my house, this is what we do. All right. So if you have questions, let me know. I try to be responsive to the comments because y'all are the bomb.com. When we come back next week, I'm going to see, because some people have that like pick a winner, little wheel spinny thing. I'm going to see if I can get one of those in, y'all. Hopefully I can get one of them, wheel spin things and kind of go from there. All right. So I'm super excited. I hope y'all are excited, y'all, to be on this journey. It's amazing to know that I've had these debts sitting out here for so long and that they are finally going away. It's amazing. So if you are here with me, you vibe with me, you loving what I'm putting out, you picking up what I am putting down, y'all, I want you to share this out with your friends, family, colleagues, co-workers. Somebody in your life is trying to get on this debt-free journey and they just don't know where to start, right? Also, I need you to subscribe to this channel so we can get this out to more people. Hit that like button, of course. Click them notifications so that you know when your girl is coming on. And as always, okay, be blessed, be easy, be a light in someone's life, because you never know who might need y'all. I'ma holler at y'all later. Peace.